All right, here we go. So, here is my newest deck that I've made. I have a bunch of new decks that I made. I made about four different decks that I'll be showcasing. This one here is the first deck that I actually put Cyframe Gear Gamma into a deck. Um, and it's just basically a way to negate something if my opponent decides to summon something. So they go ahead and they put out Floowandereeze, Unexplored Winds. So I'm expecting this to be a brick in some kind of way. So I go ahead and play Sandgame, and I'm going to go into the combo. So I'm going to make Alamirage right here. And this basically will set up, this one card is a one card engine that will allow me to set up a three card Omni Negate that banishes as well. So you'll see. So Christian Hockey Vibrex, and then that goes into Aurora Dun. And of course, if you've seen my other videos, this is where the combo kind of differs a little bit. Um, Instead of me going into the ritual summon one, I make Cupid pitch right here out of one of the tokens and Despot 001. And then I use the effect of Aurora Dun to make Cold Wing. Cold Wing brings out Despot 001 again. And then I use one of the tokens and then Cupid to make Borlo Savage Dragon. That's going to equip, giving me two negates, two Omni negates once per turn, basically, or one Omni negate each turn for a max of two. And then I make Baron de Floor. Then after that, I'm going to use the last of them to make Herald of Arclight. So that's three negates and then two pops. Well, Aurora Dun actually makes like allows me to pop two monsters, but I'm not gonna pop anything that he has because I've already used one of his effects to basically set up this board. So next turn I can pop two cards with Aurora Dun and one with Baron, and then I have the negate. So I'm gonna use Borlo Savage Dragon's negate first. Then I'm gonna use Baron to negate the second one. So he only has one more card left, and if he tries to do anything with that, I can negate with Herald of Arclight. So he's going to activate this, and then he shows that he has Robina. So me, I know that Robina has the ability to search and set up an entire Floowandereeze combo. I don't want him to do that. So I'm going to actually allow him to play everything until he gets Eaglin on the board. Because Herald of Arclight can basically negate something, but I know that if I stop Eaglin right here, he can't make plays past this. So I just basically shut off what he could do. So he's not gonna have any more plays. I mean, he could summon one more monster, but what's the point? He quits. GG's. And I'll show you guys the deck list now. All right, so here we go. So here's the deck list. Basically, this deck just does a few things. You set up Borolo, Savage Dragon, Baron de Flor, and Herald of Arclight with the Sangin combo that I just showcased. You also have DPE, and then you have your Adventure engine in here. You have a Crookie Cook setup as well as a Zeus setup. So it's basically an extra deck uh, way to play. And then you also have Appaloosa and Access Code Talker. So you have your main way to play this deck is through the extra deck. If you get locked out of the extra deck, then this deck's kind of not that good. You still have ways to play without using the extra deck through the Adventure engine, but mostly your deck is extra deck. So the deck is Cyframe Gear Gamma, Effect Veiler, Despot 001, Astral Karibo, 3 copies of Maxi, 2 Cyframe Gear Gamma, 3 Sangin, 1 Creation Resonator, 3 Tour Guide from the Underworld, 3 Ash Blossoms, 1 Crusadia Borea, 2 Water Enchantress, 2 Cold Wings, 1 Destineer Celestial, 1 Dasher, 1 Griffin Rider, Nibiru, Harpy's Feather Duster, one Fusion Destiny, two Infinite Impermanence, one Crossout Designator, two Call by the Graves, one Faithful Adventure, one Draco back, two Rite of Errors Mirror, one Dark Ruler No More. This card is probably the best card in the deck, one of the best cards in the game. And if I could craft more, I'm going to try to craft more of these cards because I want to run three in pretty much all my decks because this card pretty much dismantles any deck. Um, if somebody's playing Sword Soul, they can fill their board up. You can pretty much wipe the floor with them. The only deck that it really doesn't do much against is like Eldritch or Dark Magician or something like that. But any cards that use like monster effects heavily, like especially the big negate boards, like this deck beats itself with Dark Ruler No More because you can basically just shut down everything, turn off all the negates, and then just dismantle the board basically. And so then for our extra deck, we got DPE, Herald of Arclight, Cupid Pitch, Borlo Savage, Baron DeFleur, Crooked Cook, uh, Zeus. We got Solomon Gray, Alamirage, Hockey Fibrex, Anaconda, Access Code Talker, Appaloosa, Aurora Dunn, Unicorn, and then Transversa.